Hey everyone, we all know what were the most important news last week in crypto, XRP winning partially at least the case against the SEC. And after a couple of days, I wanted to do a quick video update and see where price is at, what we can expect to happen, and obviously how am I positioning myself for the coming weeks. I think this is definitely a major catalyst, and if we just check quickly the XRP price, you can see that we pumped almost 100% on the day. There's a massive wick, and that's quite normal. We broke through this resistance level here around 60 cents. We just blast through it, obviously. And now price seems to be consolidating, or at least showing some signs of consolidation here. But honestly, this will be very hard to trade. Definitely, it makes XRP long-term maybe one of the plays for trades that I would consider more now that we have more clarity on the court case. But I also wanted to point out there are still so many unknowns around this. I'm obviously not a lawyer, and there will be so many interpretations of what happened, and potentially the SEC could appeal this decision. And there are so many other things and so many news articles that can come out in the coming weeks that I think this will still make XRP quite difficult to trade unless we see some pattern kind of forming and be able to base risk clearly. So I'm not in a rush to trade this. I obviously missed the whole move, but that was okay. I think generally speaking, this is great for the altcoin market because in the past, probably a year or two, there was so much FUD surrounding all kinds of altcoins, even Ethereum, and that they will be deemed as securities and we obviously won't be able to trade them, or the US will ban them, or exchanges will start delisting them. All those kind of fears, I think, kind of subsided. And now in the future, not in tomorrow or in the next week or so, we might see more money coming back into altcoins. And once the chart starting to show some relative strength on altcoins, I'm sure we're going to have some big winners in a potential bull cycle. Obviously, we already had quite a few that popped. One of them was Solana. I think this was showing quite a lot of relative strength, but still we are at this major level around $28, and as you can see, there are a lot of wicks here, and this is actually has been the theme of this news event. It's kind of like sell the news event. I honestly was expecting a lot more bullish reaction, especially from the majors, but it's not exactly what we're seeing. Yes, some coins that were mentioned in other SEC cases really pumped, like Solana. Matic was also one of them that pumped, but as you can see, also even Matic at a key resistance area, it pretty much just flopped. And this obviously has been the theme for at least 2 years already, but there are fake out breakouts everywhere still. And this also gives me not so much confidence that we're full bull market right now, and that we could potentially see major corrections in the coming weeks, I would say. And if you jump to Bitcoin, obviously you'll see that we're still in this level, and here you can see a little bit clearer. On this day we pumped like 3.5% on the XRP news, and then on the next day we pretty much again flip-flop below, and we even retested this lower range of 30k, and now we're pretty much in the middle but showing relative weakness. And this is not something that you want to see in price when you have major catalysts. We have, as you remember, the ETF from BlackRock and from all the other companies trying to approve it. And then you have obviously the XRP news. And obviously the price action has been strong through this, but now it's just choppy and consolidating here. And I think that's quite normal because this level here around 30k, 32k, it's a very major level, especially on the weekly chart you can see here. And honestly, I really think that if we break through this and hold above it, so hold with confidence above 32, 34k, this will be a signal for the start of another bull run. For now, we're still, in the no man's land. We're just speculating and hoping that we really get a bull run. But if we get the technicals to line up and really cross this area, I think this will be the final confirmation that we would need for a bull market to appear. And we're still not there. And if you look at the wicks here on the weekly, these don't really look good, right? If we gotta be honest, closing below this level here on the weekly, it's not gonna be great. Again, this doesn't mean we just gonna collapse. There's been a lot of wicks, as you can see, in this area, also in this area for Bitcoin price in the recent months there's been a lot of wicks and it's making it harder. I can make the case for correction here, since we are failing to break, and potentially, maybe we could retest this level of 25k. I would say that would be my first zone, somewhere around here, like 27, 25k. And if you really capitulate and people get scared, because I think this is a very probable scenario that everyone's been bullish, everybody's like super bullish. Yes, we're going to the moon because of the XRP and everything's great in crypto and we have the ETF and so on. But if this narrative starts to show weakness, I can see people that are buying here in anticipation of a breakout really selling major in this area, just because they get scared, they get panicked, they got over leveraged here, or whatever other reason, and this could create great buying opportunities somewhere in this area, or maybe even below if you get nice wick. I think this will be a blessing. I'm positioning myself for this scenario, and if it plays out, I would definitely be going a lot heavier than until now, just because I believe that in the near-term future, this will be one of the best buying opportunities that we get on the market. And if we jump back quickly to the weekly, you see that we have some confluence here around 27 with the 200 moving average on the weekly, and this has been resistance support here for the past several months. And I think this could be a place where I start positioning myself, but then if we get something more juicier, I will definitely leave enough money on the table to be able to enter. And when it comes to outs, again, I haven't jumped into any positions right now just because of this whole thing. And if you just quickly go to the positions that I currently hold, you can see that Magic is showing relative weakness here, still holding support, but not much confidence in the price. STG is one that I honestly like the most as a chart and as a valuation. This is like 150 million valuation currently, and we're at a key area here. The moving averages on the daily are crossing. Also on the weekly, this is lines up again as a pivotal area, and if we start breaking above the 70 cents area, this chart will start shifting in my opinion. But for now, there's plenty of resistance in this area, and if we see a bit more weakness, I could potentially just take profit on the position I took somewhere in this area. It will be small profit, but now this gives us a very clear invalidation and a setup for a potential breakout. And it makes it a lot easier to trade, at least in my opinion. GMX, very similar story. We're again at key resistance here. We've been in an uptrend for the past few weeks after these brutal few weeks we had here, almost like 2 or 3 months. We had this price action of only red, and now we're bouncing. So this could technically be just a dead cat bounce, but as you can see, we're also failing to break this level here around $60, and I could also potentially take some profit here if I see relative weakness, and of course if Bitcoin starts breaking down. Arbitrum is one that is kind of looking okay. We're starting to see a breakout here, and as you can see, we retested it actually. I think this was yesterday. Yeah, perfect retest and perfect higher highs, higher lows here through this. But still, as I said, I'm patient. There's been so many fake out breakouts. Maybe I have PTSD still, but yeah, definitely this is one of the charts that's starting to look juicier. Optimism, also similar story to the rest, failed to break this area, massive wicks to the upside. And actually we forgot to talk about Ethereum, because I think this is one of the most bullish charts. Honestly, I really love it. I hope we get a correction again, and so we can buy it lower. But as you can see here, this has been on an uptrend forever and ever, and now back at this area at 2K that we discussed a few weeks back, that I think this will be the major resistance area, similar to 32K for Bitcoin. And if we flip this into support, that would be game on for Ethereum. We're still intact. The chart is still intact. I still hold my position from somewhere around here. And yeah, we're just consolidating below resistance. And remember guys, the more we test all of this, the higher the probability of it breaking. But before that, as I mentioned, I could definitely see another washout to the downside, and I wouldn't mind it at all, to be honestly. One chart also that I'm closely monitoring is Pepe. Pepe is obviously a meme coin, but for me, this is one of the highest potential plays of the upcoming, potentially, obviously, bull market. I really like how this is lining up. It's had a massive pump. Obviously, it went from 0 to I don't know, a billion or more market cap, and now after its correction, it's starting to consolidate. It showed the first signs of strength here. So we had this little accumulation here, and then we broke out with quite a strength, and now we're at this pivotal weekly level. In my opinion, obviously we don't have great price history here, but as you can see, this area, I'm not gonna even try to count the zeros on the price, but this area around here is turning to be a very key area for price, in my opinion. And if we continue consolidating, or even if we retest this lower range here, I could start entering into Pepe. And although this is obviously a meme coin and there's no utility behind it and so on, so on, so on, I do want to hold some. Currently at a 700 million market cap, I think it could pull up Shiba Inu. And let me just find, this is the full price history of Shiba Inu. And as you can see, after the initial pump, we had a correction, we had a huge consolidation here, and then it broke out to the upside, and you can see what happened in the coming weeks. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pepe is the new Shiba, because the valuation of these tokens like Doge and Shiba have grown quite a bit, and I'm not quite sure they have another 10 or 20x in them, while Pepe, although it already ran quite a bit, I think it still has juice in the tank and will be the new Pepe meme coin of the season. And also Pepe is a pretty cool meme, to be honest. You know, people know it's relatable, it ticks a lot of boxes. Same price as Shiba, you know, a lot of zeros, so you can be a Pepe millionaire if you decide to. And yeah, definitely I started to like more and more this play. This week I also be looking into a bit more fundamental plays, but once I have more information on these, I'll let you know, guys. And obviously if you have any questions, you know how to find me.